You know, speaking of Ian, I heard him say that he has, I think he said 14 trucks. I have a similar bad habit. This is my plow truck. I need to work on it. Needs a new distributor. Have it in the box. Haven't done it yet. Has a plow. Works. I put new wheels and tires on it to be able to move it around. They're just Steelies. And those are these new Cooper mud tires that look really awesome. I can't wait to wheel this truck. Another option would be to get a square body. This is a square body era Chevy truck. Whoopsies. Getting tripped up by the deep snow here. This is my shooting bench. It shouldn't be here, but I needed to put it somewhere out of the way for right now. These trucks are going to be beaters. It's really hard to find a square body that isn't totally trashed. But you have a relatively strong rear end. These are 10 bolts. In most cases, some could be... In fact, this is probably a 12 bolt because this is 6 lug. Whatever it is going to be good enough for 33s. Obviously, you need to watch for frame rust. But something like this, you could certainly wheel it with a small wheel and tire package. This is a... what the heck are these? They're 33... 12.5? Yeah, 33 12.5 15s. So, you know, Coopers tend to run small. They sure don't look very big. You know, they're, it is what it is. Coopers run small. A lot of tire companies run small. This is one of them. I did drive it here. I need to do some work on it because I absolutely love this truck. So if you just want to get out and go wheeling, you could probably find a square body, whether it's a Ford, a Dodge, or a Chev for, in this condition, $1,000. Maybe less. I got a really good deal on this because a friend needed to get rid of it and I wanted it and blah, blah, blah. So you could probably get into something like this. And the axles and the T-case and the front axle, your Chev is going to be a 10-bolt front end, which is basically a Dana 44 with slightly different outer. Going to be leaf sprung. These are interesting trucks too. I'd like to wheel this some and see where it stands and do something with it. It's a really cool truck. But you're getting into something that requires some wrench work and whatever. I'm not sure this would be a great start for someone, but if you find one that is functioning, four-wheel drive works, brakes work okay, engine runs, whatever transmission it has will get you to and from a trail, you could definitely go get one of these and go see if you like to off-road. So again, you're getting into a relatively, the Dana 44 is a strong front end. The rear ends on these, put a lunchbox locker in this, you might break it. I wish I had more experience to tell you if you would or not. I'll stand up right now and say Sterling 10.5, Chevy 14 bolt, and an AAM 11.5. So your Ford option, your Chev option, your Dodge option. And if you get stuck with a 10.5 Dodge, or an AAM 10.5, you're not that far out of the way from Dodge. They're fine. They're stronger, actually, than the Chevy 10.5. You're not going to break those axles. You will eventually find the limit of this axle. But you get something like this, or if you didn't get a 6 lug and you went straight up to an 8 lug, where you're getting potentially a 14-bolt rear end or something of that nature. I think Ford used Dana 60 full floater rear ends. You could go up to an 8 lug and you could have something that has a strong T-case, strong axles, and you're probably not going to pay very much money for it. Definitely a really cool option. I love the stances of old square bodies. I've painted this with, this is a metal etching primer, and it actually went down pretty well. And basically my goal was to sort of make it look military, even though it's not. And came out actually okay. I need to do the roof and the hood, but at least it gets it one coat of paint. This truck had 15 different colors on it. I'm not even kidding. So it looks a little better now. I need to get some time. Time is always, so if you want to get into wheeling, this is a great example. I got this for a great deal, best intentions, haven't had a whole lot of time to work on it. So if you want to go wheeling, maybe don't buy something that's screwed up or doesn't work right. I mean, I knew it didn't work right. I drove it here and it was misfiring like crazy because someone sent a self-tapper through the distributor. I'm trying to get more inspired by using the channel to force myself to get things like this done. I promise I'll get it done. We'll go wheeling with it because I think it's a really, really cool vehicle. I love this truck, and I'm so proud that's mine. It's funny to say. I have a brand new Super Duty sitting around and proud of this old piece of junk. But it's a good truck, and if you can find one, like I said, that isn't mechanically screwed. You get a front rear lunchbox locker. You can get a front lunchbox locker. You can only put a front locker in if you want to. Leave the rear end open. Or if you want to spend money on diffs, you can put diffs in these things. Like, definitely an option to go older. But, man, you can just go, as they brought up, you can go sign your life away and get a brand new vehicle if you have good credit and you have a decent income and it's not going to financially screw you up to get a new vehicle. You could be in on a brand new, entry-level Super Duty for probably $600 or $800 a month. Maybe not, probably more like $600 a month if you put, 5 or 6 or 7K down on a 60-month loan. You're probably going to be around $700 a month to have something that already has a rear locker, has a warranty, has a super strong front end. It's really hard to beat that. So just another perspective. You can certainly go out and buy a new Jeep or a new 4Runner or whatever, but you could also get into some older full-size trucks that have really strong or strong enough axles. I would say that these, a half-ton Chev and a half-ton Ford, like the F100 Fords, F-150 Fords, F-250, F-350, and the Dodges, the D series, they had strong enough axles for their intended purposes. So it gets you into a platform that you could go out and go wheeling with, and you have a strong frame that you're not going to bend by going and wheeling it. Something to consider. This is an option. Definitely wouldn't jump up and down for it to be your only rig, unless you were going to trailer it to the trail on your truck that you already have. Good option, especially if you found a K20 or a Ford F-350 or an F-250. Just something with even stronger axles than this has in the rear. Rears on these older trucks are going to be the weak link. Usually, like the Dana 44 is honestly a really strong axle, and they hold up really well, especially in an 8-lug application like an F-250 Ford or a K20. They hold up actually really, really well. The rear end, 12 bolt and 10 bolts leave some to be desired. 14 bolts get into a pretty strong axle. So take that for what you will. It's an option. I'm not sure it's, kind of like a half-ton GMT 800 truck. I'm not really sure that this is your cream of the crop for going out and getting a truck, but I'll include this too, and you guys can make a choice whether you want to do it or not. So thank you for watching. Thank you so for subscribing. This is the Dodge version that also talked about the square body, or the Dodge conversation. So have a great day.